How I Almost Became a Pimp. This video is brought to you by Player Nation Clothing. Click the link below and go buy our flagship shirt Playerish and support your brethren. Alright, it's true story time. I told you guys once that pimp bones run through my body, but not in my heart, so instead of pimping, I chose the player lifestyle. But don't get it twisted, I'm still full of that ism. And a bitch will recognize that in me no matter how hard I try to downplay it. And that's where our story starts. It was a Saturday night. Me and a few homies from the job decided to meet up at this little hole-in-the-wall club. Unbeknownst to us, that night happened to be strip night. That's basically when the club owners rent the club out to promoters, and the promoters can usually set up and do whatever they want as long as they give the club owners half of the door. Like I said, it was strip night where they had a bunch of girls dancing naked and stripping for the guys. So we paid, went in, and started buying drinks. Girls were half naked in bikinis everywhere. My buddy Jason was losing his mind. He had never been in a place like this before. Ghetto as hell, wild as fuck, but still fabulous at the same time. I met Jason at the job. That was my crazy white boy. Me and Jason are still cool to this day. What up, Jay? Anyway, this one chick came over and sat on my lap and asked did I want to dance. I told her no, but it was Jason's birthday, so take him to the back room and show him a good time. I also told her that she should do it for free since it was my boy's birthday. She laughed and said, a free lap dance for a birthday gift. Then she rolled her eyes at me and laughed again. That's when my gift of gab kicked in. I told her to take a long look, then tell me what she saw. She looked confused, so I answered for her. What you see is a bunch of ballin' ass niggas with pockets full of money. So take care of my boy for his birthday, call it a free gesture, and when you come back, you can really talk business with the rest of us. We gonna throw some dollars at some naked asses tonight anyway, so it might as well be your naked ass, is what I told her. She smiled, grabbed Jason up, and took him to the back room. My other co-worker, Darnell, smirked at me and said, Dose, you really think you got game? You ain't no pimp. I just smiled, because no matter what he was talking about, she was back there giving Jason a free lap dance because of me. And don't get it too twisted, Darnell wasn't no hater. He was cool, but he was, he's that type of friend we all have. What do people call them? Frenemies who like to talk shit and test you. And for some reason, Darnell just couldn't let it go. He told me that talking a stripper into giving a free lap dance ain't shit. Then he bet me $100 I couldn't talk one into having sex with me for free, right here and now. I smiled and took the bet. I had banged strippers before, but never in the club, let alone the same night, but I was up for the challenge. I started peeping out the girls one by one, trying to get a feel of them and who would be easy prey. I had that eye of the tiger look, like a fucking Rocky movie. Now, I would love to tell you guys I won the bet because of my skills alone, but that would be a lie. Because luck was also on my side that night. It so happens that one of the strippers was a chick I used to go to school with. She was a couple grades underneath me, but she always had a big crush on me. I never messed with her though, because she was younger and not that cute. The ugly duckling type of shit. But some years had passed and she grew up. She filled out, had a nice pair of tits and a nice ass on her. And the face was much better. She was at the bar, so I walked over and ordered a drink. She asked, did I remember her from school? I said yes and bought her a drink. We went and sat at our own table and started to catch up. About 20 minutes later, we ended up in the men's restroom in a stall. She dropped to her knees and started giving me head. I know it sounds wild, but hey, this is a true story, fellas. I guess Darnell wants to see for himself, so he followed us into the restroom a few minutes later. After looking into the stall, this fool had the nerve to knock on the stall door and ask could he join in. Jokingly, I said for $100. To my surprise, he pulled out $100 plus the $100 he owed me and handed it to her. And she pulled out his private parts and went to work. Another guy walked in as I was standing at the urinal, saw what was going on, and asked me how much. I said $100 to be next. Before I knew it, there was a line of drunk guys waiting outside the restroom. Each handed me $100 when it was their turn to go. After a while, another stripper got curious and saw what was going on. She ran to get the promoter / their real pimp. He ran in the restroom, broke it up, and kicked us all out of the club. He fired old girl on the spot. Out in the parking lot sitting in my car, I handed her the money. It was about $1,300. She handed me back half and laughed. She said she made more in that bathroom stall blowing guys than she ever did stripping for that promoter. I gave her a ride home. She wanted me to come in and spend the night. I didn't though. I made some reason why I had to leave. We traded numbers and I left. I thought I wouldn't hear from her again, but she called me the next morning. I didn't have to bring up what happened last night because she did. In fact, she asked could we do it again. She had it all planned out. I would be her manager and protect her while she would get the money and we could split it just like we did last night. Basically, she wanted me to pimp her out. I told her I would think about it and let her know. We texted back and forth for a while, then I just blew her off. I told you guys, pimping really ain't my thing. The crazy part is this is not the only time this has happened to me. It's happened 2 more times with 2 different girls. But these are stories for another time. So let me know below, what do you guys think I should have did? Should I have been a pimp or should I let it go like I did? What do you think? What would you have done? Let me know below in the comments. And until the next time, play on, player.